Good morning, girls. Welcome back to the revision session of Unit 2 Part 2, that is software design. So in the previous session we had discussed about how to characterize a design and what do you mean by cohesion and coupling. So generally in these concepts how to characterize a design, we came across with four characteristics that make a design as a good design when we compare with several alternate solutions, design solutions. Okay, so those characteristics are correctness, understandability, efficiency, and maintainability. Among these four characteristics, understandability is a major concern. Okay, so when can you understand a design means whenever the design uses meaningful and consistent names over various design components, and at the same time that particular design solution should control abstraction. Okay, so that means a design solution should make use of consistent and meaningful names for various design components, and it should have a control abstraction and modularity. Now coming to this control abstraction, we can have this we can control abstraction among various modules by using a layered arrangement of modules. Okay, and coming to the modularity, we can have a modularity if at all we are having a high cohesion and low coupling. Okay, so in the last session we had seen what are the various classifications of cohesion. So these are the various classifications of cohesions, that is coincidential, logical, temporal, procedural, communicational, sequential, and functional. And the cohesion is nothing but it is the degree to which different functions of a module cooperate to work towards a single objective. And the degree of cohesion is increasing from coincidental cohesion to the functional cohesion. Okay, so now let us move to the classification of coupling. So what do you mean by coupling? The coupling, generally we measure the coupling among various modules. Okay, it is a measure of degree of interaction among various modules. Okay, so that's what a coupling is. Okay, so it indicates how closely two modules are in dependent on each other or having interaction among the other. So that's nothing but the coupling. So in order to have a modularity, we should have a low coupling. Okay, now coming to the types of coupling. So we are having five classifications, that is five types of couplings, that is data coupling, stamp coupling, control coupling, common coupling, content coupling. If at all we know what kind of coupling exists between the various modules, then we can say what is the degree of coupling among those modules. Okay, so if at all we are having a content coupling among the modules, then we can say there is a high coupling. If at all there is a data coupling among our various modules, then we can say there is low coupling. So we require the data coupling. And coming to the cohesion, we require functional cohesion. Why? Because functional cohesion is having a highest degree of cohesion. Okay, so in order to have a modularity, we need high cohesion and low coupling. Okay, now let us see this classification. Okay, coming to the data coupling. So two modules are data coupled if they communicate using an elementary data item that is passed as a parameter between them. Okay, so whenever any data item, any simple data item like integer, float, or character is passed between two modules, then we can say there is a data coupling. So here just they are communicating by passing the data items itself. They are not sharing any other information. Okay, so such a kind of coupling is data coupling. Second one is stamp coupling. Two modules are stamp coupled if they communicate via composite data items such as records in Pascal or structures in C. So here we are not dealing with a simple data item like integer, float, or character. Rather here the two modules are communicating via composite data items like structures, unions. Okay, so such a kind of coupling is called stamp coupling. Next one is control coupling. Control coupling exists between two modules if the data from one module is used to direct order of instruction execution in another. That means a data present within one module is controlling the order of instructions in the other module, then we can say there is a control coupling among these modules. So that means a module is controlling another module, controlling the execution of another module. For example, a flag set in one module and tested in another module. That is a flag bit. Let us consider we are having a flag bit in one module, and depending on that flag bit value, if the set of instructions are executed in another module, then we can say there is a control coupling. Okay. Next, coming to the common coupling. Two modules are common coupled if they share some global data. That means if at all they are using any global data items, then we can say there is a common coupling among those modules. Next, coming to the content coupling. Content coupling exists between two modules if they share code. So here they are not only sharing the data items, rather they are sharing the code itself. Okay, so such a kind of coupling is called content coupling, and in this content coupling there is a highest level of coupling. Okay, there is a high level of coupling in content coupling. For example, branching from one module into the another module. That means in order to execute one module, if at all a part of code is available in the other module, then the control moves from one module to the other module. Okay, so that means they are sharing the code. Okay, such coupling is called as a content coupling, and the degree of coupling increases from data coupling to the content coupling. Okay, next. So, two modules are said to be highly coupled if either of the following situations arise. If the function calls between two modules involve passing large chunks of shared data, or if the interaction occurs through shared data. Okay.